I'm really an anarchist. That's how I look at it. As comedians, I don't like anybody telling me what to do, period.
If it was political, nobody is dim enough to admit that.
I get paranoid just from being around this cat.
Every other celebrity gets blindsided by the media at least once a while, except Tim Allen. The comedian reads every trap before it's sprung, and he's made a career out of turning the tricks of interviewers into his personal victories. Starting from his moment on The View, with these salty women who thought they could make anyone stumble with their tricky questions about when he started comedy.
So what do you think now? I mean, it's a little bit different now. I mean, there's a PC culture out there. It makes it really hard. I think my act, if I ever brought that old act back, I'd be driven out of town.
He proved that once in a while, people do change their perspectives on life. But what Joy Behar didn't expect was that Tim Allen would never be their prey.
I'm surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway.
Eventually, he took control of the entire segment and made it his while they watched with quiet respect.
The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
They always argued about that over vodka and cigarettes. who's going to pay for it? I don't know, the government and all this. And if I bring up that whole story about my grandma once, because I stole money from my parents, I never worked, and my one grandma says, I think we got ourselves a little Democrat down there. And I do that in Miami, people laugh and cheer. You do it in Reading, Pennsylvania? Oh, hey, oh.
That proves Tim is a man who knows exactly where he stands, and no amount of media pressure can shift him. Sadly, the media never learns.
You have your own journal on your own website. Do you feel having your own journal kind of helps you?
Journaling is a very rewarding trait to have, but the way she framed the question was presumptuous. Again, Tim schooled the rookies who forgot he actually has a full life beyond his career.
Yeah, I'm pretty different. Yeah, I'm pretty different. I can't. This is a character.
Yeah.
The stuff I do on my website is kind of serious. We befriended Mike Rowe, who played my brother on the show. It turns out he's got a website, and we're very kindred spirits about what we believe politically and socially. Very similar guys. Great respect for working people. A little trepidation about working people's organization being unions. I was a union guy, still am a union guy, but I said on my website, I admire working people, period.
Bravo. One thing I like about Tim Allen is he knows the smartest escape from a messy moment is being honest about your belief. And that's exactly what he did when the question landed.
Tim Allen back on primetime and sounding off on Roseanne getting kicked off her own show for a racist tweet.
The Roseanne that I know was always extremely liberal and extremely inclusive and tolerant. So whatever came out of her mouth, I can't defend, won't defend, but it's a comedian saying it.
While being interviewed for Last Man Standing, Tim gave his honest thoughts on Toy Story 4, in which he voiced the character of Buzz Lightyear.
This comedian bringing his sitcom Last Man Standing to Fox from ABC, clearing up rumors that his conservative political views got his show canceled.
If it was political, nobody is dim enough to admit that.
It's probably the cool gossipy thing to say, but I think really what it comes down to is
They didn't like Nancy.
me, and he's intolerable.
And from there, the interview spiraled further when the host twisted the same topic back at Tim, taking a shot at his career.
We were involved in this angst, if you will, way early, way before it was popular. We had a point of view on the show, and Baxter pushed that point of view, the character I play. And I appreciated his point of view. And the writers, eventually, we embraced it. And we had a very mixed group of people writing the show that would make fun. I mean, the liberal side would make fun of the liberals, the conservatives would make fun of the conservatives, but overall, you got people that made fun.
I must say, nobody outsmarts the media like Tim Allen, because how does anyone get out of this kind of situation without soiling their reputation?
So you're talking about, you do stand-up, you go around, the country is very divided.
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried about, I have buddies that are in the security business. I'm a tech freak, so I have a guy that's got he always has battery, like cell phones, that batteries come out. Because he tells me this weird story. He says, you put an iPhone down for a week, you shut it off. In a week, it's dead, right? And I go, oh, God. It's not really ever off. He goes, no, it's never off. They always know where you are. And I go, oh, God. I get paranoid just from being around this cat.
Tim tactically sidestepped that loaded question on Trump. Because honestly, who cared about an actor's political affiliations in 2017? So even when Kimmel decided to be Kimmel, Tim just remained Tim, making everyone laugh their heads off.
Have you ever searched for your own house?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, right. And
I'm out there going like this.
I did it too, and I was like, hey, there's my car.
I know. It's a little spooky. Our privacy you give up. You go, and I like Amazon Prime as much as anybody. You shop for a lot. I wish people would shop for the news as much as we shop for a new pair of glasses. I mean, you got to look for stuff. But Amazon, at the bottom of, they suggest things you might like. You mean like the stuff I just bought yesterday? Why did they know way too much about us?
I guess it's why we all love Tim. Except this time when we all demanded answers on this issue.
Tim, the fans are very upset that you're not Lightyear in this new Buzz Lightyear.
Even the host was confused if one of the scenes in the movie was supposed to be live action or not. And, after Tim's response, everyone found themselves loving him a little bit more.
I thought it was a live action when they said they were doing a live action. That's what I thought. I mean, real, humans, not an animated thing. And really, as Hanks and I, there's really no Toy Story buzz without Woody. So I'm not sure what the idea. I'm a plot guy.
Yeah.
And this was done in this 1997. It would seem to be a big adventure story, and as I see, it's not a big adventure story. It's a wonderful story. It just doesn't seem to have any connection to the toy.
Now we revisit his fragile interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and despite the actor's inconvenience with the Trump questions, the host still doubles down.
You went to the presidential inauguration, right?
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see the Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
Kimmel even tried to escalate things by pushing him into a corner, but thankfully, Tim was far too sharp to fall for the setup.
Attacking you.
You're getting this down. I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group, you know what we believe is right. I go, well, I might have a problem with that. I'm a comedian. I like going on both sides.
Yeah.
This government does stuff big. I've never been to anything like that.
I felt the tension instantly. But here's another question that could have ignited the entire room if not for how Tim handles things.
Well, how are you surviving there as somebody who's, on TV as a conservative?
Well, I might not after
outing
tonight.
himself as open to Donald Trump's ideas, because there are a lot of actors, I know many of them, who are part of the Hollywood conservative underground, and they do not reveal that they lean right at all.
Coming right after Trump in 2016, the time many were mocking his victory, Megyn harped on Tim to discuss such a controversial topic on air. But he understood the game better than most celebrities, so he cleverly flipped the question to his benefit.
I'm really an anarchist. That's how I look at it. As comedians, I don't like anybody telling me what to do, period.
I know, but people still object to that. If they find out you support Trump at all, it's like you smell bad, especially in Hollywood.
Believe me, I've had these. They're not even discussions. You get bullied into a position. I don't want to defend the guy. He said stupid stuff. To me, sometimes he acts like a new talent comedian.
Again, Tim Allen landed in the hot seat over his show. But before he even needed to outsmart the media, Nancy Travis stepped in to back him up, explaining why they would not mention the POTUS's name and are focusing on making The Last Man a family show.
Is it true that you're not going to mention Trump on the show? Like, that's a specific...
It just hasn't come up in the script.
I didn't know that it was a dictate handed down that we weren't going to mention Trump. I mean, we're a show about a family who has different viewpoints, and that family still manages to find their way to each other and be a family. I think if you set out to create a political show, then you're creating a political show. You're not creating a sitcom.
But how could we end that beautiful segment without showing how the master handles things himself?
Doesn't last too long either, because
Yeah.
once the politics go out, the show doesn't have many legs to it. I remember in my previous show we didn't do much topical stuff. Here it was fun to do the topical stuff because it seemed to get so much traction to annoy the Barack Obama followers. It was just funny to watch. They didn't like that. So it was nice to have a point of view. Is it like Archie Bunker had a point of view?
That was handled perfectly in one go. Just like when Tim defused tension with a few words on another Jimmy Kimmel appearance.
May I ask a personal question just to get started?
Looks like it's going to go anyway. What do you want?
Does your wife ever give you a massage?
Why is that funny?
Kimmel pulled his usual tricks while Tim did what he always does best, dodging messy setups with ease.
Oh, but it is creepy that you want to see Guillermo's.
Well,
I was back there going, yeah, that is just. No, she doesn't.
Well, Guillermo just told me his wife gives him a massage once every 2 months, and I found that almost.
You want to see it?
Well, yeah, I want to see it because I don't believe it's really happening, and I don't believe she's putting her heart into it either.
Right. So you want to go see some other guy get a massage from his wife? That's just creepy, right there.
Once Kimmel realized his trap didn't work, he finally admitted what he was trying to do.
I want us to go see another guy get a massage from his wife. A close
Now you
friend.
invite me, then it turns it around. I'm all in, baby.
I would have called that the greatest move ever if I hadn't seen this wild interview.
Last Man Standing is one of the only shows that touches upon politics in prime time. You throw a lot of jokes at Democrats, more than Republicans. Do you write those jokes yourself?
It's crazy how this interview happened about the same time the actor got blackballed by Hollywood for having a certain view of Trump. But rather than exploding whenever he's behind the mic like others would, Tim stayed calm and even schooled the rookie interviewer who thought he had him cornered.
Some of it's an attitude. I'm more of a anarchist because I'm a stand-up comic. I don't like anybody telling me what to do. And lately, the left wants to tell everybody it's the we all know this. You should stop telling me what to do. You go do it. You want to support stuff that the government should stay out of? You go do it. No one's stopping you from paying more taxes. Then that's the attitude I get. You see my acting on the road or in concert. I don't do political stuff. I do anarchist stuff. I like making everybody laugh. Jokes should be. President Trump should laugh at it. So should Hillary. That's the kind of the balance I like.
But despite Tim acting level-headed about the whole situation, the host becomes more adamant on asking pointed questions. He tightened the pressure again, trying to throw Tim right back on the spot.
What's your message to celebrities like Alec Baldwin and Robert De Niro encouraging obstruction, telling people just say no to everything Donald Trump wants to do?
It sounds simple. It's a free country. These dudes can say whatever they want. I'm a comedian. It's different. I'm a political comedian that says stuff, but it's usually about men and women and good and bad and rich and poor. That's my avenue, and I'm able to do that. And God bless America, can do that. People come to see me, but when you opinions, are like butts. Everybody's got one, And I said, these guys, God bless them for doing that. It's their opinion. It's no more valid or less valid than anybody else's.